Belongs again to Baylor. And Coach Drew here in his 9th year at Baylor. Sets it up for Acy. My goodness. Knock it out of bounds, but watch this.
Oh, man. That should almost be illegal.
He told me he was in my class too.
One of the things that I really appreciate about y'all's generation was y'all just hooped.
Mm-hmm.
Like, y'all just hooped, man. It was just something different, man, about y'all breed and just y'all mindset and attitude and just DNA versus, no knock on the kids now, but it's just so focused on train, let's hoop. You know, y'all just hoop, you know, and I just think that just brought out that dog in y'all.
For sure, man. Like, that's the difference I noticed too. Like, you know, the kids are a little more skilled these days. You know, you can tell from the workouts, but they don't know how to play basketball. You know, like, cause they don't hoop. You know, they don't run, and if they do run, everybody want to record, and everybody want to, you know, do their own pretty thing and all that. You know, it's just no real competition. Yeah. So you know, it's affecting the game, but you know, there's still some real hoopers out there.
Quincy, you were a high-level recruit coming out of high school, and you chose Baylor. What was it about that program, and what was it about Scott Drew that made you pick them? And also, who were some other schools that were showing interest in you at that time?
Okay, I'll mention the schools first. Oklahoma, Jeff Capel was the head coach there at the time. And then Florida, Billy Donovan. Me and him had a good rapport. And I was thinking about going to Florida. I really liked that idea, but, I mean, I'm a Texas boy. I never really left home, so that kind of contributed to my decision on that aspect. Scott Drew, he could sell water to a well. He can go.
Hey.
He can go. Him, Driscoll, Tang, and Mills, I think they all drove down to Mesquite the day after my homecoming, or after my prom. After my prom, and they came to my church. My uncle was the pastor at the church, so it was like family, you know, set in church. And they all came to the church. Coach Tang got up on the stage. You know, he said almost a sermon. Like, you know, they were heavily trying to recruit me, and once they sold my family, they sold me. So you know, that's kind of what that was. That's the only visit I took. I wish I would have took more visits and just kind of took advantage of that, but
it paid off though. I mean,
it did. You know, like FAU though was and still is my big brother. We were teammates on Texas Blue Chips, and I asked him. You know, he committed to Michigan, so I asked him. You know, what made you know? How you gonna know? He's like, man, you just when you go there, you're gonna feel it. It's gonna feel like home. And that's what it was for me. So
yeah, that's real consistent with Coach Scott Drew. He I don't know if you know Chad Rycook, but that was my high school teammate. Yeah, Chad, we played together at Fort Worth Christian, and so I think those same three coaches, maybe one, I don't know, one of them was different, but those same three coaches came to our gym, and they were just with Chad, like, and I just remember Coach Drew is like, it's like one of those people. He got that smile, like it's like, are you genuine, or are you just trying to, are you just trying to trying to get me? I didn't really, for a long time, I didn't really kind of, you know, I had a few people that I know went to Baylor, because him and I know LJ Rose, and so you know, the reputation kind of got a little bit, you know, Baylor went through some weird years, even they had a lot of talent but weren't really winning. And so what you just said though, as far as him being able to sell water to a well, is very accurate. So I was kind of, I got to sit in on some of those little recruiting pitches with Chad, and I was like, yeah, this guy knows what he's doing.
Was this selling point that, I won't curse you guys out, because we know that's very common in college sports. I mean, was that, like, I'm not going to swear and...
Yeah, that was one of his selling points, but that ain't what.
It wasn't a big deal. It's normal.
Yeah, you know, the way my mom would get on me.
It was like whatever.
So that didn't really matter. I really just kind of wanted to be a part of something on the rise. You know, I always kind of fed off of people telling me I couldn't. I was too short. I couldn't play. I wasn't coordinated enough. Whatever it was, that was always my fuel and my drive to this day. Yeah. And so I always wanted to go to Texas, and Texas didn't recruit me like I wanted. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go where I can play against Texas. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to be in Texas at home, You know, not for an hour and a half, if tops, from Mesquite.
It's crazy how like at 6'7" they saying you too short. I mean,
well,
but that's basketball. That's basketball for you because anybody else would like take 6'7" in a heartbeat. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, they told me I would have to be like a shooting guard or something. Play in the league.
Yeah, it's like that now. And I think about it, yeah. It's 6'7". Or in the 80s, it was like 6'4", but now it's like you got 6'6", 6'7", two guards.
Man. Yeah, these dudes are skilled now.
And the 6'4" point guard, crazy, bro. Yeah.
6'8", 6'9".
Yeah. LaMelo and it's crazy, man.
Yeah, 6'7" is. I kind of when I was surprised. I didn't know that you had played football first. So I'm just thinking about some of the guys that I grew up with who are around your height that played football but never made that jump into basketball when they really could have. And so it's amazing to see someone kind of make that transition. Then you made it all the way too.
Right. Yeah.
So at Baylor, you know, like we said, you know, Baylor wasn't necessarily the cream of the crop when it came to basketball. Matter of fact, growing up, I don't think Baylor was that great at much of anything. I think when I was growing up, and so definitely, you know, the last decade, Baylor's had a lot of success. But you guys were the first class to kind of bring Baylor basketball onto the map. Before you had came, they had only been in a tournament one time since 1988. So what turned the program around? What did Coach Scott Drew? How did he leave his imprint on the program, and why they're so successful today? What did your class do?
I don't think it was just my class. I think Coach Drew. It's his imprint, like you said. You know, he just does things the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a genuine guy, because I had that reservation as well. Like, man, this dude, he's a little too good to be true. He's not trustworthy for me.
Yeah.
But he earned my trust. And like I said, he just does things the right way. Like he don't cuss. He just doesn't cut any corners. And Baylor was under the microscope at the time too. So, you know, he really couldn't. And for him to still persevere through all those sanctions and stuff that he took on when he became the coach, and to still recruit and get high quality, high character guys, you know, it says a lot, you know, because it wasn't like we had no McDonald's All-Americans, all that. We just had a bunch of tough people to come together and find a common goal, you know. So, you know, he was really heavy on building us up as young men outside of basketball, and I think that was really pivotal in all of our lives. You know, if you come back to talk to any of us, you know, Coach Drew had a big part of our lives, you know, just our growth as young men, because that's 4 years out of our lives. When I was 17 when I got to college, and when I left, I was 21 and I had a son. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he was one of the only males that I got to see on an everyday basis. You know what I'm saying? So, him and that coaching staff, they did a really good job.
Yeah, they definitely did. I mean, you guys, if I'm not mistaken, 2 Elite Eights, right?
2 Elite Eights.
So I know you said that y'all weren't too deep, but I mean, in my eye, like, that's stacked to me. I mean, that's stacked to me. But with that being said, you know, how did Scott Drew prepare you guys for the NBA?
Forcing us to be professionals. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, doing everything the right way, down to making us all live. Class checks, like on the road, like, you know, it's just like little things when we were in college, we thought were kind of tedious, and we wanted to kind of have a little more freedom. But, you know, he was teaching us how to carry ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, him and that staff were really showing us the way. And, you know, I think a lot of us took a lot from our time at Baylor, just on how to be men and high character guys. You know? So.
Can you name off some of the guys who made it to the NBA, or at least got a look
while I was there?
While you were there.
Epe Udoh was the first one. He was the number 6 pick. And then that next year could have been Lacedarius Dunn, but something happened.
I remember him. He could score.
Yeah, he was
number 22, I think he was.
Number 24. He was a Big 12 all-time leading scorer. He passed Andre Emmett, rest in peace. And then I think Buddy Hield just passed him. For number 1 in Big 12. But me, Quincy Miller, Perry Jones.
So you played with them, yeah.
We all got drafted in the same year.
I just saw Perry a few months ago,
yeah. And then Corey Jefferson, Pierre Jackson.
Was Tweety Carter there?
Tweety was there, but he never got drafted. Him and Curtis Gerald, those guys, they got like training camp deals.
Okay. Yeah, you guys, I just remember, man, y'all were something special.
That
period, and that just... Y'all just flourished after that for years to come.
Yeah.
You know?
like all those guys that you mentioned, I was trying to remember because sometimes you get the years kind of mixed up. So the fact that you mentioned some of the guys, I was like, did you play with Pierre? Did you play with some of the guys that you mentioned? So that's pretty dope. I do remember you towards the end of your career, y'all were really stacked.
Yeah, my last year, my senior year.
Yeah.
My junior year, we didn't even go postseason. That was a black hole year. But my senior year, we were pretty stacked. That was the year we lost to Kentucky in the Elite Eight.
Yep,
and
I
they went
remember
on to
that.
win the championship.
Yeah.
I mean, and we were the only team that really matched up with them across the board. They had like six people get drafted in the first round.
That was John Wall year.
No.
Oh,
that was
year
Anthony
after?
Davis, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Deron Lamb, Marquise Teague, Terrence Jones. Terrence Jones.
I was about to say Ferguson.
When I was an intern for the Rockets, Terrence was working out with the
Skip.
Rockets.
That's a talented
that dude could play.
He's talented.